Hello, welcome to Spy Money. What's up? I tell you what's not up is the market. It should be what's down. So today the bears come out and got loose. They eat Tesla's earnings up. Tesla had some of the best earnings they've had. Fourth quarter or a fourth one in a row that they've had that has been positive and beat earnings and expectations and all that. I mean, they just did great. And it tanked. I personally thought, let me zoom this out a little bit. I personally thought that we would pull back in the early part of the market, either last night or this morning, and then I thought it would come up and hit the R2 pivot, pull back tonight, and then take off. Well, it didn't. It actually followed the market today. So with it following the market, we had just nothing but a big red wave sea of people screaming losses. So anyway, I see you laughing at me, Deb. Well, what are we going to do? Well, I'll tell you what I did today is I bought some calls like an idiot. I bought some calls right. Let's see. I bought them right here. So when it come up, touched, pulled down, I thought that it was going to go up. That's the big thing. I thought. Shouldn't be thinking. But with Tesla having earnings, I figured that the buyers will be coming out more so than what the sellers would be. Tesla's is, it's still got a lot of room to grow. So I ended up buying calls here, and I went ahead and held them. They come all the way down here, and I bought more calls right there. As soon as this double bottom hit, then I bought more calls here. I'm actually in the green up until right on this candle. This candle put me in the red a little bit on it, so I think I'm about 20% down on this one, and I'm down about 2 or 3% on this one. I'm hoping that we get a rage tonight. That's what I'm hoping for. If we do, then that's going to be a lot of money just off of Tesla. TTM squeeze, I use that occasionally. The RSI, I like it as well. MACD, I'm back and forth with it. I usually keep it on there. But I usually just use my indicators up here and then use my fibs and so forth. If you don't know how to do all this, we have a new course that's charting. If you go to the link down below, SpyMoneyLLC.com, you can click on that, go to training courses, and it'll take you to it. We've got several of them on there. Some for futures, some for options, scalping options, and then I've got the charting one. So if you don't know how to do all this, there's a course on there that'll help teach you. So Tesla was a big dud, and this just looks real freakish too. You got yellow, red, and I personally think that this is going to pop up tomorrow. By looking at the squeeze, it looks like it's already coming up. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let's look at ES, see what happened. This looks like a nosebleed. That thing just dropped off the face of the earth. And you know, I never even traded that in the futures today. I was busy doing other things, and I didn't even get in a short on that. That would be one killer move. Some of the guys in our group got in the MES shorts. They traded the micros, so that helped him out. They made quite a bit on it. He went long down here, but I'm not sure if he got stopped out on that or not. The way this was running, usually when you get a big old drop like this, it'll come down, it'll base over, and then it will take off. Tomorrow being Friday, it's hard to say what will happen, but I would say that this will probably base over tonight, and then probably early in the morning this will probably start taking off, or maybe at opening tomorrow. I believe that this will take off. I don't think it's going to drop anymore. We do have potential to drop down to this channel here, but I really think that with it being Friday, it may go ahead and drop again. I'm not sure, but I'm long on Tesla. We'll see what happens with it. And then we go to gold. Gold has just been rocketing. I mean, it's just been taking off. There's nothing really bothers it, except for today it did sell off, but it seems like the market is actually following gold. When gold starts going up, it's not too long after that you'll see the rest of the market start going up with it. And then when you start seeing this come down, then you'll start seeing the rest of the market start dropping. That's what I've been noticing here lately. That could change tonight, but that's what's been actually going on with it. So gold, I have, well, I did have GDXJ calls. I sold those today. I thought it was going to drop out more. I ended up selling them. I took like small loss, 5-10% on it, and then as soon as I sold them, I mean almost instantly as selling them, the thing took off. So I could have made money. It was actually right here is where it was. It went up, touched here, and it started coming back down, and I sold right here, and as soon as I did, it went up. So that's my luck. So gold seems like it's on a good steady uptrend. I would feel pretty good about going long on that, on the futures or whichever, and I might just get in like a MGC micro tonight and just let it run with the trailing stop and just see where it goes. I may do that. We have NG. Usually when NG goes up, the market's going down, and that was the case today. So hopefully we will see NG drop out tomorrow. This is way overextended. We did come up and hit that channel. With hitting that channel, let me back it up. We've got this, or not a channel, but a trend line. With it hitting right there, more than likely it's probably going to pull back. It might pop up a little bit tonight, like how it did over here, but I would say this is probably going to pull right back. If you look, that is almost like a cup, and then if we pull back, and then it could be a handle. This could be the start of NG taking off. So we'll just have to wait and see. If we go back a little bit, you can see this channel. See how it come down, it went right back up, it's come down, coming up. Usually when it doesn't come back down to the bottom and it starts hovering across the top, that's a sign that this is getting ready to boom. So if you're into, let's see, what is it? I can't remember the option play. Someone remembers what option we play NG with? Post it in the chat there. I can't remember. I don't play it that much, and I always forget it. But there is a natural gas ETF that you can play your options in, and you can go ahead and get in that. So more than likely, we may, where this has been basing across, there's a good chance this might sell off here, but the way it's hovering across that channel, it looks like it's going to start going up. But you know, again, we need to follow the chart. The chart says that it hits here and bounces back until it breaks that trend and holds it. Then I would be still playing the downside on it. UNG, thank you, Josh. I never can remember that, and I think you were always the one that tell me. So hope you're feeling better, buddy. And we got NQ has been a long shot going up, and if we go back, look at the 15 today. We started pulling down and we based across yesterday. Yesterday was just a horrible day to trade options. I made a little bit of money, but not that much. I'd pick up 20-30% here and there, but for the most part, it was really a tough day to trade. Today, I was actually in some calls where I couldn't get out of them yesterday, and then they got destroyed today off of this right here. So luckily yesterday I sold, I think it was actually, it wasn't yesterday, it was on this day, which was, see, today's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So on Monday, I sold my QQQ calls. Luckily I did, because I would be in trouble with them right now, because once they went up and started coming down, the premium just would have been zapped, and then today it would just been destroyed, kind of like some of my others. Yeah, AMD really took off, Josh. We're going to talk about it. Then we got the Russell. Russell ended up taking off pretty good today. When the market was selling off, Russell was going up, and then it just sold off the end of the day. So Russell kind of does its own thing, which is like small cap stocks, and so Russell was actually doing good. So your small cap was doing good, your large cap was doing horrible today. We'll go to the Dow. Looking at the Dow, how it just sold off with the market. Come down, hit our PPV, and when it hit that, it kind of based over a little bit and then just dropped again. So this is like a two-leg here. So we take that to here, and then if I take that, oops, then bring this one down to there. So see, that's about the same area. Usually you have two and you'll have a reversal. So I would say that this will probably pull back probably base over tonight. It'll probably just take it easy, and then as it does that, this TTM squeeze will start coming up, and then probably in the morning it will take back off. That's what I'm thinking. Could be wrong though, so we'll have to wait and see. Usually when you have two legs like that, you'll end up going the opposite direction. It may not go all the way up, but it'll actually pull back a little bit. Look at Apple, fell off the face of the earth today. It was awful. I'm glad I was not in it, other than I wish I was in puts, but I wasn't in it. I wish I was in puts on everything. Usually when I'm in puts, the thing rages, and then when I'm in calls, it'll tank. It's just the luck of my draw here in the last couple of weeks. AMD, look at that. Completely just shot up right at the bell. It just took off like a rocket. Sold off with the market all day and then just took right off. I wish I was in calls on that. I know of one person in our group that is in calls, and so he's pretty happy with it. So the market today really had me wishing I was someone that would get drunk, because if I did, then I would do it tonight, but I'll still have a drink. There, that's one drink. And then we have Amazon. A lot of people were in Amazon from the other day. In our group, they actually sold off, I think. I'm not really sure if anybody was in it today or not. I hope not, because Amazon is an expensive stock, and it just sold off. Really, the last 3 days it sold off. This was a good day for it. I know one person made a bunch of money on Monday and Tuesday, and they said that they gave back a lot of that profit today. So I'm not sure if they were still in Amazon or not, but I think actually he was, because he said that Jeff Bezos called him and said, I'm going to take back the profit that I gave you Monday and Tuesday. BA just is basing all the way across. It's just up and down, just staying in this little zone right here. So if you look right here, it is staying pretty much right there, and it just won't come out of it. I had puts on it, so I was hoping today that it would actually sell off more, but what it did was it sold down to the channel and held. So it really is not doing anything out of the norm. I mean, it's just been doing the same thing every day. So right here we went up, then we sold off, then we went up, we sold off, went up, sold off. It's staying in the same area. So BA has some movement to do. And if you look at this on a 1 hour, it's in a little bit of a descending triangle. So I thought that it would actually be selling off. We got earnings coming up on, what day is that? The 29th. So with earnings coming up on the 29th, that'd be Friday, Monday, Tuesday, be Wednesday morning. So BA has not really been doing that great. So I would say that probably I'd say it's probably going to sell off. And based on this pattern and everything points that way. But usually whenever it points that way, it takes off and goes the other way. Yeah, Deb, that was water. Water flavored with beer. And see, if you had swung AMD calls, you had definitely sold them earlier today. Yeah. I had puts on AMD, and I sold the puts at half value. I was out and about. I wasn't in front of the computer. I couldn't watch, and I was down to where I had about 5% value. And so when I got the half value, I thought, that's better than nothing. So I took it, and I'll be daggone if the thing didn't sell off more. I could have actually made money on those puts today, but that's okay. I'm happy with my sell. Yeah, swings are rough, bucko. Really are. And well, that's good, Josh. I just didn't. I didn't hold it all the way. I thought it was going to reverse, and it just kept on pulling back, and it would go from like 50% to 30%. And as soon as I hit 50% again, I just got rid of them because they expired tomorrow. So if I didn't get rid of them today, there's no way in the world that I would have come out on them. And if I would have swung them, look what happened. They'd have taken every bit of that money. So I took that money and bought some other stuff, and so I actually come out on it. BABA is just going sideways. It looks like a little bit like a cup. Here's the handle, so it looks like BABA's probably going to take off right here. So that's what I would think with BABA. And let's see, what else we do? GDXJ, it sold off today. It pulled up, sold off, more than likely this is probably going to rage back up, and the reason I say that is it's GDXJ is following gold. It's a gold miners trust, so usually it doesn't do exactly like GC does, the future of gold, but it does pretty close. So I would say this is going to come right up, just like everything else. Everything come down and just stayed right on their pivots. They found support and then just stayed there. It's pretty much everything. We had Intel. You know, this one right here, I had puts on it, and it sold off, and it got down, and I bought the puts. I think they were back. Where did I buy those puts? I think I bought the puts maybe right here. And I thought it was going to keep on selling off, and ended up, yeah, it was right here. So I bought the puts, and it sold off to here, and then pulled back. So I thought it was just going to pull up a little bit and then come back down, but the thing just kept going up. So I was in the red on these, and all my charting showed that it was going to pull back. But we come over here, and I had this earnings coming up, and so it started pulling up. So that's a good sign that it's probably going to sell off. But we got over here, I was down maybe 25% or so, so I just went ahead and sold them. I wasn't sure what the market was going to do with the earnings coming up, and they expired on Friday, so I just wanted to get rid of them. So I lost a little bit on that, but it wasn't too bad. I think it was 20 or 25% I lost on it. But if I would have held them, boy, would I have made some money. I mean, I would have made a lot of money. But what if they had good earnings? I'd have lost it all. So sometimes you take a little loss to save yourself, as to take that chance and lose it all. And I used to always just take that chance, but you know, I don't want to do that anymore. I'd rather take a small loss and move on. One thing I didn't trade today, and I was thinking about it, but the way the market went, LRN has been hitting the calls on the scanner quite a bit. This is almost like a cup right here, and this could have been the handle, which actually went down further. But it looks like it's already coming back up, so I probably should have bought calls at the end of the day on this. Everything looks like it's going to take off tomorrow. Microsoft, I messed up on that today. I messed up on a lot of things today. Today, scanner pulled out, so we went ahead and bought. I bought right in here. I was up 20%, 22, 23% up here, and I almost sold it. And then it started pulling back a little bit. I had a 30% sale on it, as my usual. And so I thought it was going to go up and hit this pivot. And if it did, I would have sold before then. The 30% would have hit probably about right here. So I would have hit my percentage. So it started pulling back a little bit, and I thought, well, it's just a little pullback and then it'll run again. The thing never come back. The whole thing just sold off. So I'm holding those. Hopefully, you know, we can see it's coming up here now. If we get a big old rage tonight and come up, if I can get up to this pivot, then I'll be fine tomorrow. So the market today was just hard. When you try to plan for a swing and then the whole market sells off like that, it is very difficult to project that. You just can't. So the way everything looked with all the different things that we try to use to predict what's going to happen in the future is sometimes hard. But when you're scalping, it's really just a matter of pulling the trigger or not. I think what I'm going to do is maybe stick it down closer to 20%. I'll just size up my contracts a little more. You know, if you put $2,000 on a contract and you got 20%, that's $400. If you put $1,000, you got $200. So you really don't have to have a lot to make it, and if you get in 20%, it's pretty good. But my goal was always trying to get 30%. So today it just didn't work out on some of them. Netflix sold off really hard. I figured that Netflix would have sold off from earnings here. I didn't think it would base over like this. I thought that Netflix would be way down. I was actually projecting that it would be down around 450. That's what the red line is. And you know, when it came here, bounced up, I thought it would at least, you know, probably sell off to maybe, you know, 2 days later, but it didn't. It's actually based all the way across, and then it sold off a little bit today. But even today, it never sold off like the market did. It still held its pace. So there's a lot of buyers in there. There's a lot of support right here. Neo is actually starting to try and turn up earlier today when I was looking at it. Neo and Tesla has pretty much the same chart. Matter of fact, everything has about the same chart today. But Neo took off, started going up after hours, and then pulled back a little bit. But I think this will probably come on up. We traded PFE today, a bunch of us. I actually got out when the market started turning. This showed it's been going up quite a bit. The market just killed everybody today. Anybody with options, if you were playing it, if you're already in options, you got hammered. If you had closed out yesterday and cashed out, then you probably made a lot of money playing puts today. So if you were trying to swing something, by the time the market opened, it was too late to get out. Then we had Qs. Like I told you, I sold over here, so I got out of that just in time. I actually bought Qs. I think it was right along. Let's see. Let me look at the 5 minute. See, I bought Qs right here, and it started going up. I thought we were getting a reversal here. No, actually, it was down here. It started going back up, and then it started in this one red candle, so I went ahead and got out of it, broke even on it, because I thought that it was going to go ahead and take off, but it didn't. So I got out of it. There was a lot of mixed signals on the scanners talking about a lot of people buying puts, a lot of people buying calls, so it was really kind of a lot of differences there. Let's see, Bucko. Should have bought end of day. I'm not sure what we're talking about now. I don't know what I was saying whenever you posted that. There's a delay in this. Starbucks sold off as well. Just everything sold off. And there's SPY kind of come down. It looks like SPY's trying to creep back up, so that's going to be good. We got the crossover there, so that's a good sign that we might be able to get back up now. And we have T. I was in AT&T. I had puts. I got greedy. I bought puts right here. I could have made 100% of my money right here and didn't take it because I thought that it would sell off and I would make 300% or 400% or whichever. I should have sold enough to get me my money back and then held the rest, but I didn't. So when this big old ramp right here, and then when it come down here, I couldn't even hardly get rid of them. Still got them. So because we bought a Friday expiration, this was sort of a lotto, as we call it. We didn't have a lot of money on this. There was 3 of us in on it, and so we still have a good chance if this thing would sell off tomorrow, because we had bad earnings. There's a chance this may sell off tomorrow, and if it does, we'll still get out of it. I bought calls on it and sold my calls. Made a little bit on that, but not enough to pay for the puts. Let's see here. What else we got? We talked about Visa early this morning in pre-market in the Discord channel. And Visa, I didn't get in it, and I'm glad I never, because the whole market sold off. But I almost got in right in here and then rode it up a little bit. And I probably could have got in and got out quick enough, but I didn't play that one. This one didn't sell off quite the way the market did. As you can see, it based over and then it started selling off. So you could have easily got in this one on calls. I'm not sure if anybody in our group did, but you could have made some money there on just scalping it and then got in some puts down. I didn't play it though. The VIX, that's what the VIX is doing. I haven't even looked at it today. Yeah, just total opposite of the market. So the VIX shot right back up, and if you look at it on the long term, we are almost back up into the base of where it's been. So where it's going up and hitting this, I believe that the VIX will probably come back down tomorrow. Western Digital, I did trade today, and I think I made, it wasn't much. I think it was around 10 or 15%. By the time I found it, it was already up here. So I got in. Once it went through here, I ended up selling it up there, and I think I only made like 10%. Where it hit the fib, I was really concerned if it would actually keep on going or not. It actually did. I probably could have got 20-25% out of it, but 10% is still good money. Walmart sold off all day. Walmart is in a base right now. So if we look at it, Sorry about that. It went up and then it's been going straight across. So if you look at this base, and usually what will happen is, let's see, right there. Usually what will happen is Walmart will rage and then it will base over for a while and then it will take off. So that's what I'm counting on. And by looking at this one, kind of goes back to, I'm looking about the 145 mark is where we'll probably end up going. We have our 200 coming up here, so I would say probably tomorrow is when we might start going up. If not, it'll be first of the week is when it will actually take off. So, and I think we'll be up in the 145s. That's where we'll be. I'd like for it to come up and start coming out of it. I'd like to go ahead and sell the ones I have and rebuy for a little bit longer expiration. I'm still good. I think I'm August the 14th, I think, so I'm at about 23 days, I think, away. I don't like to carry them past 21 days, so if this could come up tomorrow, that would be really good, and then I can go ahead and sell them. Even if I broke even on them, I'd go ahead and sell them and then buy something longer. I thought that it would actually take off before now, so when I bought them, I bought mine, I think I bought them back in here, and I went ahead and swung them. I thought it was going to keep on going up, but it went up and come down. I've been up and down on the price. Sometimes it'd be up 20% or so, and sometimes it'd be down about 10-15%. Today it dropped down a little bit because we've had this base going across, so it's actually hurt me. And then let's see here. Look at several people got in Zoom. Zoom has actually been doing pretty good and staying pretty well up here, and then it just started selling off. I got in calls, I think it was yesterday, I got in calls rolling through here. I didn't sell them there, it pulled back. I'm waiting on it to come back up. If we hadn't sold off, the market sold off today, this would have taken off today. I'd like to try to get everything cashed out by Friday. Other than Walmart calls, I'll swing Walmart calls. And but that's pretty well what happened today. Everything just sold off. A lot of people got hurt. Some didn't. Some made money. Some never. And I made some and lost some. It wasn't a prize day for sure. And I know that a lot of people ended up not doing so well today. Several in our group never. Several across Facebook groups and things like that. A lot of people had a hard time with it because we weren't prepared for the big drop right there. So where we were, a lot of us were swinging things over, and by the time it opened, it was already selling off. It looks like the market is actually trying to pop up here. We're getting that green candle above our 21 there. So with getting that above there, then hopefully that will continue to keep on going. Right now it's 8 minutes before, let's see, wait a minute, 12, so it's 8 minutes before opening, so hopefully this will actually gap up. So in about 8 more minutes we will be open. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see what happens with that. And if you are not part of our Discord group, go to SpyMoneyLLC.com. There's a link up there. It shows you how to get in, tells all about it. Video shows what we do in there. And do a lot of call outs. Today wasn't a lot of call outs because we weren't really sure what was going to happen. And we thought it was going to pull back and then take off. So there wasn't a lot of trades today, but for the most part, I mean, there's a lot. I don't count them up, but usually I'd say we probably have 100, 200 call outs in there, and just pick the ones that you like. Some are not great, but the majority of them are really good. The majority of the people in our group make money, but you're going to have some losses. You're not going to win every single one. But if you set your margins a little bit tight, 20% or something like that, usually a option, if you're going the right direction, an option will hit that pretty quick, and you can always buy it again. You don't have to stay out of it. But check out our Discord group and see if you like it. Also, we have our Facebook group. I don't do a whole lot on there. We do the majority of everything in our Discord. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great night.